This is a video tutorial on how to do the Pi second migration to Mainnet. While trying to do this, we are going to do a second liveliness check. So you should get yourself prepared because in the course of this, we are going to do another liveliness check. There are certain conditions or there are certain criteria that you need to meet. Get yourself prepared before the second liveliness check so that it can go successfully. Number one, you should ensure that wherever you are right now, that is, if you want to do it now, the light in that environment is good enough. Okay, if you know that there is no enough light there, you go to a place where there is enough light, or you do it during the day. Secondly, you should make sure that you do not put on a cap or maybe a hat, or you are not, or maybe glasses. Do not put on glasses. All right. Also, you should stay in an empty or maybe a plain background while trying to do the liveliness check. When I say a plain background, maybe you can get a wall that has a defined and a particular color. All right. Do not stay where behind you there are many objects behind you. Okay. Now, this will help the verification procedure to go easily. Okay. Then, when you must have met these conditions, then you go over to your mainnet. Now, before we do the second migration, now, there is something I want you to do, okay? First, you go to your mainnet on this page, on your balance dashboard, you come over to where we have the configure lockup rate. Now, I want to explain this because I discovered that many people, most of my community members, they have complained bitterly, those who wanted to sell their Pi coin, but they were not able to sell it simply because they locked the total of the Pi coin that they have mined. Now, this second migration, what you have in your transferable balance will be what is going to be migrated during your second migration, okay, and maybe some of the unverified balance. Okay, now in the configure lockup settings, there are things that you need to do. Why many people were not able to sell their coin or move it out from their wallet is because they have locked everything. They locked 100%. Okay, now as you can see, this is my own setting, which I did about 3 years ago, or let's say 2 years ago, thereabout. Okay, when my coin was released, I was only given 10% of what I mined. The total 90% of what I mined has been locked, and it is locked for 3 years, although the 3 years is elapsing this year. Okay, and as you can see here, the lockup percentage is 90%. Okay, now let's take for instance, by this setting on the screen, if you mined 100, only 10 that is going to be released to you and 90 will be locked for the duration that you have set it. All right, so it is important that you understand what the configure lockup setting is all about, and that is why I will take my time to explain it in this video. Please, you pay attention so that you don't make mistake. All right, now you should also know, before I show you the steps, that whatever that we are going to do here will be effective from your second migration. That is, whatever you do here now does not affect the previous setting that you did. Okay, if you have locked, let's say 100 before, it is still in that locked status. Whatever you're going to do now will not unlock it. Okay, but if whatever setting you do now, once you successfully do whatever setting you do now, it is going to take effect on the second migration. That is, it's going to start counting from now, not affecting what you have done in the past. Now, what I mean is this: if I go back to my balance, let's take for instance, in my transferable balance, I have 158. Now, whatever setting that I'm going to do now will only affect 158. It is not going to affect this migrated to mainnet balance. This is what already is in my Pi wallet, but this one has not arrived my Pi wallet yet. Okay, now when we go back here, you should read and understand what this is all about. It says that lock up a portion of your pie to boost your mining rate. Of course, we know that this boosts our mining rate. For instance, if you drag this from here to here, if I try to drag this from here to here, you see that the percentage here will be increasing. As you alter this, the percentage will also be increasing and decreasing depending on where you drag the button to. Okay, now it says also that each of the adjustments of your settings will take effect on your next transfer to the mainnet, and this is what I just explained earlier. All right, I believe you understand it. Now here it says automatically lock up a portion of your transferable balance to mainnet. Upon my next balance migration, my pie will continue to be locked up at this rate for future mainnet transfers unless adjusted later. I think this English is very simple and it's understandable. So in order to carry out these settings, I will go over to the lockup percentage, and let me say I will take this back to 50%. Then the lockup duration, I will bring it down to, let's say, 2 weeks. Okay, let's say 2 weeks. Now, what this means by this setting you see on the screen here, we are going to try it out together and see how it works. Definitely, I'm going to be giving you updates about this, all right, in this channel. Now, it means by this setting on the screen, it means that once my pie is transferred to my mainnet balance, I can only access 50%. Now, the remaining 50%, I will not touch it until after 2 weeks, which is what I have clicked here. I hope this is clear. Now, if I drag the 50 to 90%, for instance, now what it means is that once my pie is released to mainnet, I will only have access to only 10% of my balance. Now, the remaining 90% will be accessed after 2 weeks. I hope this is clear. I hope you are not confused. You take your time and understand this. Now, once I do this, I will go ahead and hit on increase commitment. That is this button below, this very one. Let me click on it and see. It says success, lockup settings updated. Now, let us go back, click on the back button. Then let me come back and click on that configure lockup rate. Let's see what we have there. Now, I hope you see it. So it has locked up my pie, 90% of whatever amount or quantity of pie that will be migrated to my mainnet. It will lock 90% of it up immediately after it is released. Now, the locked up 90% will only be accessed within or after 2 weeks. Yes, after 2 weeks. Now, go back. Then come to the mainnet checklist. Let us carry out our liveliness check. Then you scroll up to where we have migrate to mainnet. Now you click on it. It says loading liveliness check. So I'm going to prepare myself now and do the liveliness check, after which I will come back to this video. It says before the liveliness check, you ensure that you input any trusted email and so on. That is just the summary of the message. You make sure that you put an email address that you trust. So I'll go over here and input my email address. Then I will confirm it, after which I will click on the update button. So I've just input my email address, and here it says identity confirmation. Now take a look at the screen and see what we have there. It says good lightning, whole face visible, stable camera position, follow instructions. Okay, so you need to be ready to do all this, meet all these conditions. All right, then you go ahead and hit I am ready, which is this button here. So guys, I just completed the liveliness check. Okay, and here it says success. Your liveliness test has been completed successfully. Press the button below to go back to the main app. Then I'll click on go back to the main app. So just give it some seconds. It will take you back to the Pi main app. Now, there is something I want to say, because I know many people are always in a haste. Once you do this, you exercise patience, all right? You don't expect them to migrate your Pi today just because you have done the face verification or the liveliness check today. No, it doesn't work like that. There are some internal operations, there are some internal checks that they need to carry out before the migration takes place. Okay, you may be in the queue because there are other people also that have done their liveliness check before you, which they will be attended to before your own turn. So you just exercise patience. Now, go over to the Mainnet checklist. Let me say this last thing before I bring this video to an end. It says here, your transferable balance will be migrated into your wallet on the Mainnet blockchain. Okay, now after the transfer to the Mainnet, there will be a 14-day pending period. The unlocked portion will be free to use immediately after the 14-day pending period. Now, why I'm reading here is for you to know ahead of time when your transferable balance has been migrated to your Mainnet balance, you are not going to access it immediately. You will have to wait for 14-day period, which is called the 14-day pending period. Okay, now after that 14-day pending period, you can go ahead and make use of your Pi. If you want to sell it, you can sell it. All right, that is just what they said here. The unlocked portion will be free to use immediately after the 14-day pending period. You understand? Then also it went ahead to say that while the locked portion will be transferable only after the expiration of your selected lockup duration. Now, this is why I explained that lockup duration before coming to this section, okay, so that you know the settings that you are going to apply before you come back to this to the liveliness check. Okay, so note that it is important whatever that you set in the lockup setting is going to affect whatever that you are going to get at the end or during the transferable balance completion period. Okay, so guys, I hope this is clear. Please, if you have any question, you do well to drop your question in the comment section below. I think what I've explained here is very simple and you understand it. Okay, so guys, thank you for being with me. Thank you for watching this video. Remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, like this video, turn on the notification bell so that once I drop videos in this channel, you get notified. Thank you for supporting this channel. I hope to see you in my next video.